My goodness, Dust, we've made it. We are here at the start of the BO3 Cloud9 Selfless. Map number 1 will be Cache Cloud9 CT side.
Yeah, I finally decided to let production start the game. You're welcome, everyone. Got done talking. Johnny got done selling out, so we're all ready to go.
Right into the pistol. Ska's going to head on over towards A main. Make contact as well here as Caboose is the first to fall. Skadoodle going to execute Stewie to the back of the head, but it will just be ZQ left over, and he too toppled. Very fast pistol round from Cloud9. Sheer aggression into that A site.
Yeah, that was over pretty quick. Skadoodle was killing everything, including his own teammates. So that was definitely as fast as it gets. And Nothing and Shroud, of course, also chiming in kills. And we actually see Odaris, like you said, coming into play in this game. I guess they aren't using DSR anymore. And then, like I said, Dizzy has been kind of playing with them a little bit. They recently had ZQKS, who's in here as well. And then, of course, CJ and Caboose have been on the team for a decent bit now, particularly Caboose. He's the now longest standing member of the team after Nifty's departure. And so, again, kind of a mixed group there. But, you know, Cloud9, of course, with their full five. As we do apologize for the late start, but one of the players was stuck in traffic, so he's a little bit late getting here. But now he's here, and now all is good. And we're getting around the second round.
We got Skadoodle over towards White Box, trying to make contact to mid, but Selfless really taking the time here. Not showing their cards whatsoever till the smoke rains over. Skadoodle's going to see that and throw one of his own, just trying to keep Selfless at bay. Dizzy peeks wide and reinforcements arrive. Automatic's here to help out, and again, it looks as though they could go for the vent boost if they so choose. There's being no pressure to apply from B, so maybe a bit of a fake here from Selfless towards mid.
They're putting a little bit of pressure there, but they're just kind of holding back. I mean, playing pretty default. You got ZQKS with the bomb and door. Then you have CJ playing outside B. Red's looking to get mid control. But with the bomb, the way it's positioned, they really only have one option. It's either to do an A split or do some type of fake B and then have the bomb come out late door by himself and just try to plant. Automatic's pushed A main to flank around, and Scoob was fighting at middle, so they may fall for this. ZK may get a free bomb plant.
God's gonna get overwhelmed, combining forces, but Stu there to trade. 2 frags to his name, and the flank from Automatic hits. That's another frag in the pocket of Cloud9, leaving just CJ and ZQKS left over. Both players split, but the bomb planted at A. Excellent little fake here from Selfless, and while CJ drops at the B site, it's gonna leave the planter on his lonesome. Stewie tagged down to 17 health, doesn't want to take this fight as of yet, seeing as it is still 2 UMPs in play, one of which can be grandfathered forward. Automatic up close and personal, and the Brazilian is overwhelmed. Cloud9 convert the point.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those plays where the way it's designed, you're probably not going to win, but you're just looking for a bomb plant. And so that's exactly what happened there. Just, you know, enough pressure being created at middle by Selfless to kind of pull all the attention there. Plus the fact that Automatic had pushed through A main and was always thinking about flanking anyway, kind of played into it. And just left A wide open for ZQK to push the door and just kind of get a free bomb plant. So that'll give them some money to help them out once they do their first full buy. This round, though, will just be some P250s. So this should be, you know, a 3-0 start.
You do still see the smoke here, so they could try to get themselves another bomb plant to ensure that they get all the bells and whistles moving into the first gun round, but it's a smoke grenade from Cloud9 to keep the terrorists back, followed up by a frag that hits Dizzy down to 26. 3/4 of his health gone. Stewie lurking on the other side of the smoke. Known to run through them, but this time just going to fall on back. So not looking to gamble with his life as the follow-up frag deals even more damage. This is Selfless, yet again, getting to a position and then holding the line and slowing things down. But as their smoke grenade plumes, this is indicative of the push, and all of them now barreling forward as Automatic flashbang connects. Stewie and Audie just going to lock down that bomb site. Great 2K play there.
And there's really not too much to talk about there. Selfless didn't really have a whole lot to work with. Just that one standard smoke, and then just had to rely on the pistols, and wasn't a whole lot to be found there. Quick side note, loving these Jordan Nothing Gilbert avatars on all the players. Like a timeline of his life from long hair to short hair.
Vintage Gunners on Skadoodle.
We're in our first full buy round now, and look at Automatic. He's just not messing around. He's been aggressive every round. This time Caboose will pick up on it right away, and so that does mean that Cloud9 will be a man down. They're also getting very aggressive at B with 3 players by Cloud9, but they won't find anything. CJ's played this very passively in T-spawn, So he won't even really, I think maybe he realizes they push the center. He's kind of checking it out, but Skadoodle does get the better of him. So does even things out, but the A bomb site is very vulnerable right now. Closest player to rotating is Shroud and Vince. Now nothing begins to make his way to the truck, though.
Caboose has been able to creep his way out through mid. Now, of course, he's got the bomb, but it's spotted from Shroud. AUG prevails for the first. Looking for more contact, though, as he had support from nothing. Shroud's able to double down with another frag, and he makes it a third. AUG putting in work here, just leaving it down to Dizzy, who has only half of his HP left over. He's getting pushed from multiple directions, has to keep an eye towards Useless, but it's Cloud9 just barreling forward, and at this point, they don't even need to push. They've got possession of the bomb.
Pretty much a done deal at this point. Not really much Dizzy's going to be able to do. I mean, sure, he might be able to get some flashy frags, but he's up against the wall, against 4 players, and the bomb down in a very unfavorable spot. That's pretty much all she wrote for round number 4. Cloud9 going to be taking pretty big lead, but not before Dizzy maybe does a little bit more economic damage, you know, forces a little bit of rebuying here. So these guns have actually been out for Cloud9 for a while. I think Shroud's had this on ever since round 2, so he's been able to pull some cash because of that, as Dizzy just kind of keeps playing around the B-bomb site, but running out of time to have much more impact.
Yeah, you should make sure he puts some distance between him and the Cloud9 players to ensure that he doesn't die after that time, if they so choose to hunt, but they probably won't. Bombus, AUG, AUG, AUP, excuse me, all moving forward. Dizzy will just get into the corner. Then we see Stu just trying to chase him down, but he's not able to make contact. So a great 4th round for Cloud9, making that lockdown on mid look easy. Selfless, not enough to really buy here.
Not at all. They kind of spent all their cash in the last round and didn't really save anything other than the one gun from Dizzy. So they will get a couple of Tech-9s and a Deagle in play into Caboose. They have an okay amount of utility as well. So see if they can piece something together. The bomb is definitely drifting over towards the A side of the map. Looks like they're putting a heavy emphasis on Squeaky Door. So you could see them just try to see if they can't overwhelm a player quad or inside sight to get really close distance. And that's exactly how you want to play Tech-9s. Is just, you know, try to get close quarters as quick as possible. And this is one of the ways to do it. And Stewie's actually playing from inside lockers, though, so no one in the site's really going to get exploited.
Nothing's able to find the first one. And ZQ just walks right by Stu, so that's an easy frag as nothing takes a second. The bomb's going to yet again hit the dirt. So Selfless, in a matter of seconds, down to the 2v5. Players split as well as Caboose is towards mid, but he hits the headshot onto Shroudy. And so he'll look for more as he creeps ever so closer to this A bomb site. Stu, nothing, getting aggressive though. That'll punish. Oh no, Caboose hits the headshot. One hell of a ripper. And it's just down to Dizzy. Trying to get the wall bang going through, but that's not going to work out just as of yet. Again, it's just a player from Selfless sitting in a 1vx, trying to deal more damage. Stewie's got the knife out.
No.
Oh, the BM is real.
Come on, it's all for the money. It's not BM. But it is a little funny, though. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Shroud's buying an AUG early. People are knifing people. You can definitely tell that Cloud9 are just having a good time with this one. Though I will say I've noticed Shroud using this gun actually quite a lot. Though it is certainly rare. I think the only other player that you see kind of come off the M4 and AK for a different rifle would be like, you know, Mage's Boy was doing a little bit with the SIG over on North a couple of times. So every now and then you see some players dabble into it, and it certainly can be effective. We are seeing Selfless on a very low buy here to some P250s, a couple of Deegs, and they're just going to look to flash their way into the B-bomb site. But got a little bit of a boost going on. Shroud going to play some Call of Duty right here. ADS and looking to see if he can't hit him with the red dot.
Gets fully blinded though, so the Terror's going to push on in. Spraying wildly, controlling it at that. Shroud and nothing combined for 3. The entirety of that push from Selfless just gets shut down. Automatic with a quick rotation through the vents as well, there to help out. So no losses sustained from Cloud9.
Been pretty clean throughout this. Out of 6 rounds played, the most deaths are on Skadoodle with 2. So they're definitely been getting through these rounds with relative ease. Almost every single round they survive with at least 3 or 4 members for the most part. So definitely, you know, collecting a lot of money and getting through these rounds without too much struggle. Because we are going to see Selfless back onto a full buy. They are going to have the op in Adaris' hands, so he's kind of taking over for Nifty, I suppose, in that main op role. But I'm kind of surprised because I always remember ZQKS being kind of an opper, you know, back in the days of Kaboom. That was some time ago. I never really followed his career since then. But again, that aggression from Cloud9 and A-Main.
And again, it's working out. 2 players already down, leaving Selfless over towards the B site. Bomb to the back of main, and Shroud spraying away yet once more. Looking for a second frag, he won't be able to control it, so Automatic's vent rotation again netting him a trade, and it's Caboose 1v3. Again, to the disadvantage of Selfless. Now, unfortunately for him, he doesn't even have bomb control, so Cloud9 again in a favored position, not only because of manpower, but because of control of the bomb.
I thought you said Skaboose for a second, which would have been great, but you said it's Caboose. I thought you were combining Skadoodle and Caboose there.
I haven't screwed up yet. Close one. Nothing. Gonna take the duel. He is just on his own here, so there would be an untradeable position. Caboose still just prying into the B-bomb site, attempting to find another frag. Again, just making this costly for Cloud9, because at this point, the economy for C9 is just rolling. We've got already 2 players above 10,000, all the other 3 sitting with 9K in the bank, and that happens to be the 3 players that are still currently alive. So Caboose rounds the corner, and that's to his demise. Automatic will finalize the round. Cloud9, 7-0.
I mean, this aggression is really just becoming a thorn in Selfless' side, isn't it? I mean, it seems like Cloud9, any round they want to, and they have often wanted to, they can just control locker room in the A main area of the map with really no trouble at all. And that just means that you can't even get your default established if that's happening. You know, part of your default is being able to get control of A main and kind of use that to start peeking to the A bomb site. Typically 1 or 2 guys focused on that one. Maybe you have someone door, someone B, you know, someone kind of watching for mid pushes. And so if you're getting cut off from just doing your default, I mean, you really have no foundation to build off of at that point. Now you're seeing a boost play come in, but Skadoodle sniffs that out right away. And so on top of that, all these opening picks are going to Cloud9 as well. I mean, can you even recall an opening pick Selfless has had? Seems like it's been almost non-existent.
Yep, you're absolutely right. It's been Cloud9 all day. Odorous going to get flashed up, but no A main push this time. Still 2 players for Cloud9 on the A bomb site, but not getting aggressive this time around. And you can see how Selfless are just sitting back, attempting to make this kind of contact towards middle. ZQKS just trying to find where Skadoodle played off of, but Ska's gone at this point. He's rotated all the way back to quad. We've seen Stu now push up into Squeaky, so Cloud9 behind enemy lines.
All is kind of quiet here for a moment, but Unamax does pick up on Odaris. Trading back and forth, yeah.
Caboose now from T-spawn. He'll find a headshot as well. The push from Cloud9 comes into B main, so getting aggressive all across the map, just trying to make contact with Caboose, who's now down to 12 HP, and sandwiched. Automatic again with the rotation frag. He's been doing that time and time again.
And it's just Cloud9 really having the freedom to do almost anything they want. If they want to play more passive, they can do that. Go for picks mid with Skadoodle's op, you know, go for A push. We've even seen, you know, 3 players push B lobby at the same time. So they can just really put aggression all across the map. And Selfless don't really have an answer for it. You know, you have 3 guys here that have, you know, either no kills or only 1 frag on the game. So they're just not finding any duels in their favor. You know, eventually you have to put numbers on the board. Sure, it's not all about fragging, but if you're getting none of it, then obviously you're not going to get anywhere. And also their economy's been, you know, in a lot of trouble since they aren't winning any rounds, they're not able to build anything up. And so you see a lot of forced buy rounds like this one where they're just going to try to spill out mid so they can do.
Molotov's going to start to burn them alive. Stu takes one. CJ trading it back, though. Caboose by his side is going to do the same till Ska chimes in with a frag of his own. The op from the back of quad able to connect. So we find ourselves in a 3v3. CJ's got his hands on the AK, but the bomb's going to get spotted towards the B site. Shroud just anchoring that position. Skadoodle at this point is going to start moving forward. Now CJ is dangerously close, and he's going to hear the rotation towards the truck. So they know that they're buying it. As the bomb rotates back to A main, nothing's going to remove 1 from mid, but do they expect CJ to be here as well? That's the question. Nothing. Continuing to just fire some shots, and this does take the attention of CJ, allowing for ZQKS to get onto the site and plant the bomb. Skadoodle's going to lose his closest teammate as well, which means we're going to need the rotation from Shroud to come in before they can go for the retake.
Yeah, this has been really well played out by Selfless to get it into a 2v2 like this, and now CJ cuts off Shroud, so this is really good. Skadoodle does know where both members are relatively, so he might have a crack at this, but it's going to be difficult with an op.
Molotov to the back of quad, that burns CJ out. Or Chow, excuse me. CJ hits the dirt. Great headshot from Ska. He's heard footsteps as well, so he knows he's on the other side. Has the kit. Taps it once. Chow's coming to the right, though. And that Tech9 with the mobility overwhelms him. Enables the wide peek. And Selfless put one on the board.
He was just a little short on that flick, but it was definitely a well thought out 1v2. How he uses utility and moving into the site. But Finally, Selfless will put it around the board. Again, good play over there at middle to kind of pull attention, allow that bomb to slip into A and get a plant, and give themselves a chance in a post-plant 2v2. And so they need to string that to more rounds, though. If you lose this, you're right back to saving, and Cloud9 get to double digits. So this is one of those, big rounds. Stewie and Skadoodle are going to bring out the double op now, but Skadoodle actually goes down right away to Odaris. I'm not sure if that was at B or middle, but that's a great opening pick to kind of give Selfless an instant advantage.
Odaris is also going to move his AWP. Transitions back to keep an eye towards A main, where we do see Cloud9 getting aggressive. The deep smoke grenade's going to allow for them to boost up into Shroud. It's going to be automatic up and over. Nothing rotating away. The door goes wide towards Squeaky. Caboose hits a headshot meanwhile towards mid, so we see Selfless taking mid control, and now with a 2-man advantage.
Who's able to start peeking up highway as well, so he has a chance to blindside someone or at least get some intel. And where Unamax's position, this is the worst approach he could receive. If someone coming from highway is going to have the advantage, but that smoke actually gives him a little bit of cover. I don't think Caboose picked up on him, so he's able to get a frag. Can he actually hold A main as well? Yes, he can. That's now ZQKS down, so it's back to a 3v3. Selfless have lost their edge.
Dizzy heard the drop, though, so he knows that nothing's nearby. Nothing gives up his back, and Dizzy's going to continue creeping forward here. Lots of close range 1v1s right now could potentially unfold. Automatic towards A main. Dizzy and Odaris able to grab 2 frags. Shroud alone from the B bomb site's going to have to rotate on in. CJ's already towards Zed, and his head's removed, and from a distance, Shroud trying to find Dizzy, but Dizzy's able to retreat to the site.
There's plenty of money, so Shroud, if he wants to fancy his chances here, could go for it. And he does have a kit as well, so that gives him even a little bit more time to think about. He knows one squad after that jump peak, so that gives him some intel. He has really low HP, and even if he has a lot of money, saving it up could still be worth it, given the fact that money is a little bit low on Stewie. They look to take a parting shot on the way, not going to find it, and we'll just sporadically move his mouse around as he makes his way to the B-bomb site.
2 weapons moving forward here for Selfless. Their economy starting to bounce back as well with the 4.5 on Odaris. The money's there. So back-to-back rounds. They're able to avoid that hard reset, which could have certainly spelled disaster, but Cloud9 still have money for days.
Absolutely. I mean, you got, Automatic sitting there at a lot of cash. Again, the only person who was really low on money was Stewie, but Shroud able to save that op and drop it to him to keep the double op set up intact, and he'll recollect his AUG, of course. He is having a lot of fun with that, it seems.
Stu trying to make contact here towards mid. Keeping an eye towards the boost, but nothing made just as of yet. And we do see nothing just prying for info towards B main as well. But Selfless very much spread out.
Yeah, taking it about as default as you can. I mean, this is the typical spread you look for. There is no presence at A main, though, this time. So, again, that could be an issue. This time, Cloud9 not looking to take it, though. They're letting Skadoodle play it more passively from quad, just kind of holding the angle while Stu has his op kind of watching boost in mid-garage. So just trying to keep the ops in different locations, see if they can't pick up anything. Nothing in Shroud, keeping their normal B defense up as well. But you do see Selfless begin to gather up towards the V side of the map. They have plenty of utility to molly out the site, try to flush people out of position, smoke off CT, and just try to play for a straight-up trading game in the B-bomb side. So we'll see how Shroud and Nothing handle this. If they have maybe a bit of like a bait setup, I guess, in Checkers. Maybe one can peek and expect 2 there. Maybe you can catch them off guard. So we'll see how this plays out.
Closest rotation as well would be Stu with the op in mid. Could come to help out on vent if he so chooses. Flash out, smoke to follow. Shroud using his utility, but there's Molotovs bouncing back in. Odaris is going to get himself into the corner, but the smoke obscures his vision, so he won't find an angle. ZQKS able to find one. Shroud presents the targets, though. It's Stu with a collateral that hits Odaris Caboose and then follows up onto Dizzy. Selfless down to just 2 players standing, combined health of 33. ZQKS able to trade to the site, though. Finds himself an op shot. The bomb could be planted, but CJ from underneath heaven trades one and done. Skadoodle comes in, takes the final 2, and Cloud9 with 5 op frags able to find the round.
Well played there by Skadoodle. He's definitely one of those operas that really thrives in late round situations. Actually, one of the more kind of clutch operas rather than maybe one of the really flashy, aggressive, take all these crazy peaks on T side type of op. So definitely good to see him close out the round. Of course, you got to give a lot of credit to Stu there too. The collateral was big. I think he got a third op frag in there as well. So certainly the ops going off for Cloud9 in that particular round, despite the initial entry of Selfless kind of panning out. But now they're on a fairly mixed buy, just the op and a couple of AKs and pistols. Looks like, again, they want to put some presence on B early on with Adaris trying to see if he can't find a pick with this op. No one's showing themselves, though.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, both players from Cloud9 inside the site itself. They flashbang as well into main. This forces Selfless back, and everybody's just going to regroup over towards middle. They could go for the boost up and over, but this would be presenting them targets to Skadoodle.
Definitely waiting for this, but it's going to be on the boost, so he actually won't spot anyone mid-main. So Adaris might have a chance, or they might at least have an ability to start creeping players out in the closet and start trying to hold the box angle and try to work up highway. But Skadoodle is going to catch a glimpse of ZQKS, and that's all he's going to need. He'll take him down, and so this means that Selfless are playing a man down, and it's starting to get to the late round, so they have to start making some decisions soon on where they want to go. And it seems like they want to split B through Vince. Caduce is leading the way. They check us with the bomb.
Skadoodle gonna fall back here as Selfless continue on in. But the grenades here from Cloud9 excellently holding back Selfless. The shots as well gonna convince them to just wait a moment longer as Cloud9 start to box them in. Automatics will be coming in from vent, but it's nothing from the site itself to drop two and tag the third. Stu finalizes the frag and leaves Dizzy 1v5. He too is spotted as Automatics up close and personal. It's just hellfire raining through the smoke grenade. Dizzy's able to take one and entry towards the site, but Stu swaps to the sidearm and takes the final frag.
So it's basically just back to business for Cloud9. A couple of rounds come in from Selfless, but Cloud9 regathered themselves and they're back to, really leaning on Selfless. And you can see it's the whole lineup, right? You got 3 guys at 10 frags, Skadoodle there at 9, Stu leading the way with 16. So it's really the whole lineup of Cloud9 pitching in here. A real top-heavy performance, to be quite honest with you. And now Selfless have to do more with even less, just some P250s and a couple of flashes. It looks like they're just going to bank it all on trying to rush the A-bomb site.
Stu using his utility here towards A main. Again, the entirety of Selfless grouped up onto this. So ZQKS has got himself a flashbang. Dizzy as well. They just flood on out with the smoke grenade. Automatic missing shots, but he finalizes 2 frags. Stu up close and personal, shreds flesh from bone. And the entirety of Selfless hit the dirt.
Yeah, Stewie has always been known to play inside smokes, right? That's kind of like the meme. He's one with the smoke and all these different things you see. But I will say he definitely has tendency to play that particular smoke. He loves to play inside that A main smoke and kind of dance around the edge of it. Maybe plays towards the boost position or play up close on the forklift and just kind of span that whole angle and just kind of dig around. And you see him being able to come out on top there as well. Granted, it's just against pistols, but he even does it on straight up gun rounds. And so definitely got to be on the lookout for that in the future, as again, we're going to see Cloud9 just taking A main for free. Now they know it's clear, they'll do the boost. Set themselves up quite nicely.
Until the Molotov of Automatic forces them back down here towards middle. Unfortunately for Selfless, giving up the one piece of map control they had. And it's within that window of opportunity that Automatic pushes up close and personal. Sees the head of CJ though. CJ not responding whatsoever. Dizzy able to trade. Meanwhile, Skadoodle hits 1 frag elsewhere, so suddenly it's 4v2 as Stu finds yet another. Mid control here in the hands of Selfless, but from here they're just going to slow things down.
They're in a tough spot right now. They're at a massive disadvantage. They don't really have any map control except for middle. They have no intel at B. I mean, nothing's pushed up, so he knows it's clear. So everyone at A can just kind of hunker down, and Shroud can just make sure they're not getting flank spawn. And now even Dizzy eliminated. So yeah, really no hope for them in this round as Cloud9 continue to pile it up against Selfless.
Shroud just adding insult to injury as he dinks Odaris through the wall. He is down to 24 health. Shroud makes contact, peeks wide, takes the frag, 12-2. Selfless still hitting a bit of a wall.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not too surprising. Again, I think this is Odaris' first time playing with the Selfless guys, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I've seen him before with this team. And again, CJ not around that long. ZQKS is only very recent. Same with Dizzy. So just in a team that doesn't really have much stability, and they're just trying to bring in new guys and foster new talent, and you're going up against like a team that is seasoned, that has been together a while, that's had a lot of success despite maybe recent shortcomings, still very dominant within the North American leagues and such. It's definitely going to be tough to play against it.
Nothing's utility will give away his position. Dizzy's looking to get up close and personal, but the pop flash, nothing. Dealing damage, but surprised as Dizzy rounds the corner and takes an opening frag. So finally, Selfless getting themselves the opening kill, but Shroud's just dealing damage back here. Caboose and Dizzy both heavily hit. Shroud takes down Dizzy, and that's the first to fall. As Automatic finds yet some more. 2 kills going his way, and yet another. It is just Odaris. Shroud finishes off the round 13-2 in a convincing fashion.
Yeah, again, there's really not too much to break down in that. That was just really all Cloud9 all day long. There was a couple of rounds that Selfless were able to put together off the back of, you know, an individual effort here or there where they were able to get a couple of big picks and just get like an overwhelming early advantage. But that was such a rare occasion. And I feel like they just kind of got bullied all across the map. I mean, there were times where on their defaults, they didn't even want to peek A main because it's almost as if they were just so cautious of the fact that Cloud9 were pushing it and being very successful at getting picks there. Even times we were seeing people from Cloud9 being able to push in the sunroom and not really deal with any real pressure. So when you have someone like Cloud9 who has the confidence to just have so much freedom across the map on how they want to push you, and you can't really handle that aggression, it's just kind of a recipe for disaster.
I mean, looking at the stats here, we've got 3 players on Cloud9 sitting above 100 ADR. If that's not convincing, I don't really know what is.
And there's really not too much to discuss. I think it's apparent to really everyone that Cloud9 are just, you know, clearly ahead above Selfless right now. And that's no insult to Selfless. We know the situation they're in. And this for Cloud9 is what the expectation is. You know, they have to do this type of thing.
Yeah, if the score was neck and neck coming into the second half, then I think the jokes would be going the other way. I think it's cliche to say the pistol round's important, but in this case, Dust, it certainly is. I mean, it could literally seal the deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a typical 3-0 start off a pistol victory, then the game would be over if Cloud9 takes it. So, obviously, this is must win for Selfless to really have any chance coming back into this one.
A lot of utility coming in from Cloud9. We got the double smoke, molly, double flash, and they just spread themselves thin straight out the gates. Little head boost happening over towards B main with a bomb by their side, hoping that Selfless will go for some kind of a push. But I mean, other than the push up into A main, Selfless is just lying in wait.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now that they have this info because Dizzy's pushed up, they know Adaris has to cover Squeaky, but this gives them a little bit more freedom to hold their people at B without having to worry about moving, and even giving CJ more freedom to rotate even. That smoke will certainly prompt them to do so, as this is definitely a B split from Cloud9.
Yeah, they're already charging in the Molotov at the back of the site, but Caboose coming in from Checkers, going to be trying to find kills here. Nothing. CJ, they take one apiece. Stu doubling down, but it's Caboose still pinned in the back, and nothing shanks him in the gut. Dizzy, Adaris, 2 men standing. Bombs now planted. 4v2. This is not looking good for Selfless, but Dizzy's at least going to give it an effort. He deals a bit more damage, all down to Adaris, who also rattled shots down range, but ultimately comes up empty-handed, barring 1 frag. Cloud9 14, Selfless 2.
Yeah, it's that moment when the knife comes out and you're reloading where you had known that you messed up. You know what I mean? Like, it's that whole ordeal, isn't it? So Cloud9 will go up 14-2. Domination continues. D9 pick up a couple of AKs, a Galil, a couple of bumps as well. Selfless, of course, will buy up all they can. Upgraded pistols and armor. 1 scout in play as well on CJ. There's trying to take a peek there at middle with the Deagle, but does get pushed off by a Molotov. Mid control has been taken by C9.
Squeaky door to swing wide. Shroud finding Dizzy mid-transition. But Caboose is here to trade, or at least try to. Will pin Shroud into the corner, kill him, and grab his UMP. Now, nothing, meanwhile, takes the head of ZQKS, so 4 on 3 is what we are left with. 2 primaries in the hands of Selfless, but nobody towards the B-bomb site, where Cloud9 is currently headed.
The rotation coming in from Heaven by CJ, and Adaris is trying to flank through Vents, but that bomb's definitely going to go down fairly uncontested, thanks to that Molotov to push Heaven back. So let's get a little bit of an opening here, but nothing's quick to respond, and so this one's all but in the books.
Nothing directly underneath Heaven. Looks as though Caboose will use that Molotov to try to flush someone from the back of the site. Skadoodle potentially next up on the menu. Caboose is holding the angle, and Ska's going to come out late, so he manages to use the timing to his strength and then hits the headshot to Caboose to boot. Stu.
How unreal is that timing?
Fantastic. Smart play from Ska, really.
Yeah, he holds out just long enough to put the sense of doubt that he's not there. And as soon as Heaven kind of takes his attention away, repositions, he's able to angle out. And then he even gets to kill that insult to injury. So that is just showing you how timing can sometimes just really be a nuisance in this game.
What could be the final round here? Cloud9, clear advantage, not just in rounds, but also weapons. Automatic already finds the opening kill, so Selfless backs against the wall. CJ up close is able to take 1 and 2. ZQ as well, chiming in with his pistol. And suddenly a man advantage here to Selfless's favor. Now they've grabbed the AK as well. CJ still has that in hand, but unfortunately for him, he's pinned between 2 positions. Another player falls, and it's just down to Ska. The flashbang's gonna blind him up. He's been able to sneak in as well into the corner, and CJ's cowering in behind the boxes, the next to fall, as Ska swaps back to the AK. He could suddenly clutch this out, however. As ZQ's sitting on the site, Ska hears the footsteps of Dizzy, but Dizzy will take the frag. Selfless, they're not done just yet.
Get aggressive with the pistols in B lobby and are able to kind of play the numbers game and get some quick kills around that smoke. So they will hold off for now. Get one more round on the board and chance to maybe get at least one more given Cloud9's economy the way that it is. But Cloud9 are ready to get this over with. They will just buy pretty much everyone as deep as they can, with the exception of Skadoodle, who is going to have a decent amount of money left over after buying up his Tech 9 armor and a little bit of utility. And Cloud9 are looking to just do kind of something we talked about in the first half. Like when you have all these Tech 9s, closing the distance and getting close fights is definitely to your advantage. And so they're going to load up Squeaky Door and try to do just that here with Stewie and nothing.
DJ's playing from behind the forklift. Of course, he's got support from Dizzy as well, but Dizzy's completely blind as the terrorists just flood into the site. Stu getting the first headshot, and CJ falls. Shroud with the SMG is able to grab a frag. 3-on-3 as the bomb's now planted. AK picked up from Stu, but Odaris just obliterates Skadoodle. And so it's a man advantage back to the CT's favor. Both players for Cloud9 to the back of quad. Fire nipping at their heels, forcing Shroud out into the open. Awkward spots, but Stu peeks wide. Shroud as well, and that is all she wrote. Last 3 players all coming in from the same direction. Cloud9 line them up. Cloud9 knock them down.
And that's just an illustration